Hello everyone, xHedra here, bringing you episode 18 of Galactic Science, a mud pack by Caitlin. So in the last episode, set up some more lava power right here, and I was trying to move on to energy conduit because I think they move more RF. Oh no. So actually the aluminum wires do 780 while these do 640. Anyway, I wanted to try and have a different power line. And what I did is when I ran out, I used a capacitor right here to join the two systems together because the two cables can't touch, but this can join the two. And the other reason is that I can start accruing power because sometimes I'm not max using my power, so I might as well accrue a little bit. And I want to start making more basic capacitor as I have more resource. I also derped around with the builder block way too much. So my understanding of what I'm doing wrong right now is that I'm just a derp. But no, seriously. 1 second. The card right here. So, the problem might be this. Setting this here, saying where the direction, where it's coming from, and then putting the shape card in it might not be working well because it's working off an offset. And this is kind of saying that it's at the bottom corner. So, not quite sure how that works. And there's a preview mode. And I'm not quite sure how the preview mode works either. So I kind of turned on the preview mode. And I wanted to try that. So support preview mode, do a single run and stop, moving block makes sounds, entity or not move. Set the building mode. So let's just say keep running with a redstone signal, do a single run and stop. What's here? Oh, that's just changing the look. So that's not very... Oh, open manual. Move a structure from one spot, even another dimension to another. Rebuild the structure from one spot to another. Swap structure between two spots. Build geometrical shapes. Cloud areas in a certain shape. Void block. Quarry an area in a certain shape. Silk touch fortune. Just on top or below, sometimes needed to supply or collect block. Silent mode, no. Support mode, create preview support block. Help to identify what will happen and help with gravity affected block. So it's not helping a lot. Loop mode is mode, the builder will keep running, nope. So I haven't had time to play around and test it. And I really don't want to take a chance, so I'm not going to turn it on right now. I'm probably going to move on to things that are more urgent for me right now. Basically, the things that are more urgent is more automation because every other episode these days, I've been in a situation where I end up needing to craft some gravel or craft some moon turf because these empty. Right now I have a pretty good supply because in the last time lapse I just spent just way too many time doing that. So I want to automate the whole chain. And to do that, I'm going to want to craft 2 Decomposer, 1 Synthesizer, 2 sets of Relocator, 3 crafting module, 4 extraction module, and a couple of Jabba barrel. So let me just put the list right here. So basically the base resource I'm going to need are 28 aluminum, 173 redstone, 108 wood plank, 112 cobblestone, 73 iron ingot, 2 diamond, 16 iron ingot, 28 piston. Then I'm going to transform into 28 piston, 8 module base, 6 crafting table, 8 iron bars, and 8 glass pane. And then I'm going to craft the 2 Decomposer, 1 Synthesizer, 2 sets of Relocator, 3 crafting module, 4 extraction module, and 12 Jabba barrel, probably 12. So in my counting, I didn't count the wood I needed for the Jabba barrel because it's just too basic. I don't want to start counting the number of plank I need for that. And to simplify that, I'm just going to grab like 2 or 3 stacks like this. But for the rest, the most important is knowing if I have enough iron. And I don't have enough iron. If you saw what I did downstairs, the little move, is that I switched over stuff to make sure that the next thing that would get in would be iron. And let me remove the copper because I don't need copper right now. And while we start the crafting, I'll have the next iron come in, so I should be good. Just want to check what's cooking, the copper, so I should be good and I should be getting my iron. And let's get started with the craft. First of all, let's grab the aluminum. I want to grab everything I need to make the the piston. And I'm making more piston than you would expect because I'm going to be crafting some Jabba barrel upgrades. So 28 redstone, it's more than 28 redstone. I basically need 3 stacks. So I'm going to grab 3 stacks. It's more than I need, but again, I don't want to have the exact number and spend 5 minutes counting. I'm going to need, I said 2 diamond, but it's 3. My list is going to be corrected. Once you read it, what I read wasn't right, and you'll have seen the right thing. Because as I'm thinking about it, I remember what I forgot. Going to need to get some pistons, a module base, and some iron bar. For my iron bar, I'm going to decompose 4 iron ingot. And I'm going to grab the silicon dioxide right now. I'm going to move on to this machine right here, and I want to change that setup pretty soon. I want it to be more intuitive, easier to use. So I'm going to need 8 iron bar, so an 8, and then I'm going to need whatever I have here. I'm going to make pain because you always need more pain. It's never a problem. It's always a pain, but it's not a problem. Ha ha ha. Okay, that was a bad joke. Let me move on from that one. Let's put that right here, and I was crafting some iron, conductive iron, for some more energy cable that I'll do a little bit later. So now, like I said, I want to start doing the piston. So let's start with the 28 piston. Like so, I'm going to use the aluminum. Oh, I forgot to break down some wood. Let's break down some wood, and now let's do the 28 piston. Perfect. The reason I need 28 piston is for the 2 decomposer and the synthesizer. I'm going to need 3 iron block. And for these machines, you always need this kind of weird core something, the atomic manipulator. So I need 3 of these. And now the way it works is you put 3 of these and you put iron around like this, and then you have 2 possible craft. Diamonds here and iron. Sorry, reverse. Huh? What is it again? I have a derp in my mind. I just did that recipe. I just made them all in my other playthrough. Oh, sorry. Okay. So it's either like this with the redstone and these, which are going to give me decomposer. I want 2. 1, 2. And then you put 1 diamond. So I said that I derp and I needed 3, but I basically just needed 1. Or really, am I? Oh, you have to switch the redstone with the diamond. So I thought I remembered them by heart, but clearly I didn't. So let's just get rid of this. Now, I still have 4 piston. The reason I still have 4 piston, I'm going to start crafting some Jabba barrel first. So let's go with 12. And I'm going to make 12 Jabba barrel. 4, 8, 12, perfect. And I'm going to put 12 right here, and the slab right here, do this. And this should give me the 7 that I'm missing. Perfect. So one of the things I want to do, if I put a Jabba barrel right here and a piston all around, it gives me a storage upgrade. Also, if I grab 1 obsidian, I put an obsidian here and a piston all around. This gives me void upgrade. Perfect. And then, oh, here I have some more iron, so I can continue my craft. Not only 5, 26. So the other thing I wanted to do was 2 sets of relocators. So let's do 2 sets of relocator like this. Perfect. And then I'm going to make the 2 sets of module base like so. Whoa. So that's 4, that's 8. And then I needed to make the crafting module. So the crafting modules, I'm going to need 6 crafting table, 4, 5, 6. The way you make crafting module is that you go crafting table in the 2 top corner, module base right there, and iron ingot back here, which makes a module crafting. And I'm going to make 3 of those. Then I want to make 4 extraction module. So that's 7, so that's almost 2. That's another 7, so that's 4, 8, 12. So that's 3 and something. I still need 2 more because I need 4 extraction module. And 1, 2. And I don't want to put that recipe in, so I'm going to hit R on the module base. I'm going to use the good old any eye trick to put them in. And now I have demodule extraction, so I think I have everything and I should be good to go. So let's go start doing some setup. As I told you guys, what I want to do is, let me get rid of the diamond and the redstone that I have too much and the iron I have too much. What I want to do is I want to automatically decompose this. And I'm just going to do one example with you. I'm going to grab 4 of these. And once you decompose them once, you get some magnesium oxide, which we don't want, and some silicon dioxide that we want. Now, if I break that stack in 2, I can take 32 right now and put them in a synthesizer to craft gravel, like so, and refill that one. Or, if I take the silicon dioxide and put it back to decompose, then I get some silicon and some oxygen, some silicon and some oxygen, and with a little extra oxygen, I can make some moon turf, like so, and craft it. So the beauty of this is that I basically want to keep these 2 full, and I want to vary, making one for one and one for the other. And the beauty of these item conduit that we're finally going to use from Ender.io, if I can find them again, they're probably in my bag. Yeah, they're in my bag. They have an ability called round robin, which makes sure that it puts some in one, some in the other, some in one, some in the other. So that's what we're going to do. Oh, what a derp. I didn't want to be in 5x5. So that's the word. You have to be careful to be in the right mode when you're using that. Okay, so we started strong with the derp today. Let's crack that right now, and basically I'm just going to have to close this up a little bit like so, and I'm going to keep the line open because it's going to make the setup easier, I believe. You know, if I derped anyway, might as well take full advantage of it. Perfect. As with my usual setup, I like keeping these in the floor, and the reason I like keeping these in the floor is that it gives you a direct view so that you always have a chance of seeing what's going on. So let's go back downstairs, and I'm going to use those 3 to kind of make a platform right here. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put back the node extraction right here, and I'm going to put this cable here. So now I'm still inputting obsidian. But now I'm going to use the item conduit, and I'm going to come down here to a decomposer. So I'm going to set a decomposer right here. And the decomposer, they input from the top, so it needs to be in this position. So I can set this one to extract, like so, active without signal. And I'll set this one, to insert. So now I'm going to get some obsidian here. I don't have power yet, but that's fine. I don't want power right now because I want to do my setup one thing at a time. Then to extract from the decomposer, I think you can extract from the side, but I'm not going to take any chance. I'm going to extract from the bottom. And then from the bottom, I'm going to come like this above, to be able to insert in a decomposer and in a synthesizer. Because remember, we want to decompose some silicon dioxide in here, and we want to synth some gravel in that one. So we'll set these 2 to insert. And now this is a mess of cable. It's all connected. So I forgot to do one thing. I forgot to make a xHedra wrench, which is a very important part of using these conduit. So I'm going to need 3 iron for that. I had not calculated what I needed, but it's a very simple craft. I need also 4 cobblestone and 4 stick. So let's make 4 stick. Perfect. And what we want to do is we want to make a stone gear. I always get this one wrong. Maybe one day I'll get it right in the first go. And then you put this in the center and you go iron as a Y around, which gives you a xHedra wrench. The beauty of the xHedra wrench is that it lets you hit those pipe and change their mode. See, this one is extract, input, none. Extract, input, none. Same here, I can remove that. So now I have this line that's not touching to anything. And I'm going to go from under, and I'm going to set this one to extract active without signal. Again, it still doesn't have power, so we're not having any problem right now. The reason this got some obsidian is that it was set to insert here and it was connected. So we're just going to remove these, and hopefully there wasn't any in the other one. Not in the, yeah, in this chemical decomposer. So let's just make sure that we remove everything. Put it back here because we don't need it in the other machine. I should not have turned it on immediately. So now this is done. I'm going to need some more power. So let me just craft a couple more aluminum wire so that I have them when I'm ready. And grab that at the same time. Oh, I have some wire here. So no, I don't need aluminum. Perfect. So now I have my obsidian, and it's going in the first decomposer where it's becoming silicon dioxide. In one of the quest reward, I told you that I was going to take the item filter. And I'm happy that I did because I need them now. It's going to simplify my life a little bit. So now if I come, I'm going to need some of the elements that I want. So let me grab one obsidian that I'm going to break down right here. So I want the silicon dioxide. I'm also going to grab some magnesium oxide, and I'm going to show you why. So now I want in this one to insert, not this, I want insert, and I'm going to put the basic item filter, and I'm going to say silicon dioxide. And then same one here, I'm going to say insert, and I'm going to say silicon dioxide. So now, once I start extracting from the first decomposer, I'm going to extract everything from the under, but I'm only going to bring silicon dioxide into these two. For the time being, I'm going to set one Jabba barrel right here, and I'm immediately going to put some magnesium oxide in it and lock it. I'm going to be able to get 256 stack before it jams. So by then we're going to fix this barrel to make sure that it doesn't jam. But for the time being, we're going to leave it like this. Then these two machines, this one's going to be making silicon and oxygen, and that one's going to be making gravel. So now we're going to set some more item conduit, and we're going to make sure that they don't connect like so. And we're going to set this one to extract always active, also this one extract always active. And from this side, we're going to set 2 barrel. Now these 2 barrel, we're going to lock them. We're going to lock them to silicon and oxygen. So let's go back upside. I don't have these 2. And I don't need an item filter because I'm going to lock them by putting content in it. It's only going to insert in it content that we already have. So silicon and oxygen, and no, it doesn't go through here. Let's go through here. And we're going to put these in those barrel. Like so, and like so. Now, this is why we wanted some relocator. Because I don't want to have to use a crafter like this. There's a free method of crafting, and I'm going to show it to you right now. Relocator, relocator. I'm going to put a Jabba barrel right here. Then I'm going to need one of these module crafting and put it right here. What that does is that whatever goes through the pipe will stop in here to fill this, and in here it's going to have a crafting recipe. So I'm going to take one oxygen and one silicon, and I'm going to right click with an empty end on the crafting module. And then I can say oxygen, 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 and then I can say silicon, and see, this is moon turf. This number here is how much to keep in each of the slots, so in here and in here. I could say less than 64, but I want this to prime and fill as much as possible, so I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to refill these 2, and I'm going to also lock these barrels to make sure that nothing different can go in them. So that's why I needed 2 module extractions, so one here and one here. And already, look in here, you see that it's accruing oxygen and silicon, and it's slowly crafting. It's not a super fast craft, but it's fast enough for what we need. And it's making moon turf, so that's perfect. Now, we're going to set these to insert. I completely forgot to update those. These 2 need to be on insert, so we're never going to be extracting from there. The next step is from this one, we're extracting gravel. So I'm going to continue the cable right here, and using my xHedra wrench, I'm going to disable this one right here. And this one I'm going to set on extract always active. Oh, so that's already extracting stuff, but it's not putting it anything, not in here and not in here, because these are not legal place. So here you see it's still at 16. The Ender IO conduit, they know that if they have nowhere to put something, not to grab it. So what we're going to do now is continue going up like this, like that, and like that, and hopefully, like this. And I'm going to use my Yeta wrench to disable this connection, disable that connection. I'm just going to remove that one. Oh, remove that one with the shift right click. Now, probably because I connected this, it ended up putting some moon turf in top of one of these one. Not there, not there. So I got lucky. Moon turf wasn't put anywhere. There's still 16 in here. Is it because I didn't say extract always active? No, it's not because of that. So I'm good on this way. I'm going to go back on top. And now I have it coming out here. Perfect. So I'm going to continue taking it out like this. And I'm going to bring it on top of the barrel. And once it gets on top of the barrel, is this going to connect? Yeah. And I'm going to set this one to insert. Whoa, I fell on the side, sorry. Once I set this one to insert, I'm going to go from the other side so you can see. So I'm at 13 stacks and 12. I'm going to set this one to insert, and it's going to be going up because we're grabbing the 16 from downstairs. And now it's going back down because it moved there. But the moon turf is coming here. And the beauty is that with these Ender IO IM Conduit, I don't need an extraction module. Perfect. So these are set. So this one's set to receive gravel. This one's set to receive moon turf. And at the bottom, we already have all of our recipes set. All that's really left to do is connect everything. So let's connect the power. Which way can we do that? Right here. We're going to do it like this. So power cable, power cable, power cable, power cable, and two more, I think. Perfect. So all of these machines are getting powered. And let's look at what it's doing. So this is breaking magnesium oxide and silicon dioxide. Oh, I completely forgot. I'm derping. Just give me 1 second. I need to set this to round robin enabled. So now by doing round robin enable, it's extracting, it's putting the magnesium oxide here. And look, and here it's putting some silicon dioxide. But there's also some coming in here. And if you see, I'm at 64 and 15, 18, and this has already started decomposing some. So it's working perfectly. And the decomposition from there is filling these barrels back here with silicon and oxygen, and it's crafting moon dirt. Now, one of the problem, if you remember that recipe, is that I need more oxygen than silicon. So this is already full of silicon, and this is not working. So we're going to have to move some oxygen into it. I'm probably going to use a little bit of time in the time lapse and move 20 or 30 stacks in here just to help it get producing as much as possible. But at some point, we're going to have all of the oxygen barrel interconnected together through the same way we're doing the teleportation from Mars, so it should be no problem then. And magnesium oxide is not moving out because I forgot to put this barrel in insert. Oh, can I click it from here? Yeah, perfect. So this one in insert. Now that it's on insert, 52, 56, 60, see it's going up, and this is now clearing. So at some point, this is going to be full with silicon dioxide, and this is going to be full here. See, it's always emptying slowly, but this one will also become full with silicon dioxide. So at some point, the machines are all going to slow down and use less power because they're going to normalize their usage based on the max output of those two machines. I'm just going to go run and get some oxygen before I run out. And talking a mile a minute, I'm also running out of real oxygen, so I should probably take a small breather. Let me grab these two. I'm going to replace my 2 tank and dump them in the system. So one of the thing I didn't know, which was a tip and trick from, I think, I'm going to check the name and put the right name at the bottom because I'm not sure if it's Sounding Fiber 64 or Crater 8. I could have used Relocator pipe with an extraction module on each side because supposedly it only inserts those that are not empty and it only extracts one that is full, which is amazing. But my 2 hoppers didn't cost me that much, so I'm not so unhappy with my solution. It's not as nice, but I'm not so unhappy with it. So we now have the moon turf going up steadily, 36, 37, and we have the gravel not going up because we're missing one key element. We're missing a chemist book, and I only have 1 chemist book right now. It has all my recipe. It's right here. So I don't Where's my chemist book? Oh boy, did I lose something somewhere at some point? Hopefully, I still have my chemist book somewhere. So my chemist book, oh, it's in the, sorry, it's in the microscope. Whew, just got me worried there for 1 second. And if I look at this book, well, if I don't show it on the ground, if I look at this book, all of my recipes are here. So to be able to automate a machine, you need to have a book in it. Okay, so I'm going to have to create a new book. Before we do that though, I want to fix two setup. The first setup I want to fix is this cobblestone setup. I've got this nice cobblestone setup, but we're going to need some compressed cobblestone. It's one of the quests, if I remember correctly. So let me check here. Is it in... I was bad in math. Yeah. We want to get a quintuple compressed cobblestone. Also, when I talk to you about that we can compose and decompose cobblestone, we can decompose triple compressed cobblestone. So for the time being, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start magically freely crafting that cobblestone into triple compressed cobblestone. So I'm going to put a relocator, oh, not here. I'm going to put a relocator here and on top, and I'm going to put another better barrel right here, and then I'm going to put these crafting module. So one crafting module here, one crafting module here. And I could put the two crafting module in a row, but I like seeing the resource accruing. And then I'm going to grab one of these. I'm going to use the one right here to set my compressing recipe, like so. So that's making compressed cobblestone. I'm going to put that right back in here. And I'm going to use an extraction module, and this is going to start going. You can see it happening. It's taking the cobblestone pretty fast, and it's filling this right here. See, it's already full. And it's crafting compressed cobblestone freely, slowly. Then I'm going to grab one of these, or all 14 it seems, and I'm going to set it to craft the next recipe, which is double compress. So this is compressed, this is double compressed. So we're not at triple yet. We would need to extend this out. And then we put the extraction here. Oh, I forgot to lock it first. Okay, I'm going to remove you and grab you before I lose you. Oh, why are you going at the end of the world? This is crazy. And I'm going to lock the barrel first. So that was a derp of me. Hello? Oh, it's locked on nothing. Now it's locked on compressed, and I'm going to lock this one on double compressed and put this here. So now I can just let this go because this was full anyway, and I think it's emptying faster than it's fulling, but if I ever need cobblestone, I can always click this one or that one here and grab one that I can break down in standard cobblestone, or I could even put some aside for later use. Like, see, I could just go like this and grab a couple of stack that I'll keep in one of these barrel. But that's also one of the free crafting I wanted to do, because these tier crafter downstairs, they would be better to make the 8 stage, because we could say make single, then make double, then make triple, then make quadruple. But when you do that, it uses a lot of power, and we still have a power problem. So it was just a quick things that I'd said in a long time ago that I was going to set up, that I wanted to set up. So now we have automated line for moon turf and gravel. I will never have to produce, oh well, sorry, we don't have it yet because we're still missing the book. One last thing I want to fix before moving on. Let me get 4 iron, and let me get 4 wood plank. 1, 2, no, not these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to make a level 1 upgrade, a Mark 1 upgrade like so. I also need a Mark 2, so I now need 8 of these. And I forgot to put those in my list because I wasn't sure I was going to make them today. And the reason I created a Mark 1 and a Mark 2 is that I want to put it on the oxygen right here. The reason I want to do that, first, I want to put a storage upgrade, which is going to move this up to 512 stack. Then I want to put a void upgrade. And the reason for that is that this machine was full and it stopped producing hydrogen. And when I start having all of my hydrogen barrel interconnected through the magic of Ender Pearl upgrade, I'll be able to put hydrogen barrel back here to power this machine or back here to power that machine. It's just something that I'll be able to set all over the place whenever I need it, because hydrogen's still good. Now that I have Ender IO item conduit with round robin instead of these relocator, it's going to be much better. I could reconnect the system downstairs, but I don't really want to play around with that. So now, the last thing I'd like to do in this episode, we haven't done a quest yet, and I want to start moving slowly toward more power. So I think it's time for us to create our vat. Vat is love. Baby, don't hurt me. You will need some more power. I guess start with making a vat, because vats are cool. So let's start making a vat. To make a vat, we need 4 dash, 2, 3, 4, and we need copper, 2 redstone, and 4 iron nugget, gold nugget. Do I have 4 gold nugget? Perfect. So we can make the capacitor like so. And then I also need some iron bar. So let me decompose some iron right now. Like so, and get some iron bar from the other side. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We need more of those. Okay, so I'm trying to do things in a rush, and I forgot to finish something. So let's put the vat aside and do things in the right order. I'm just going to clean up a little bit in here. I'm going to keep my chemist book. Just going to throw everything in my golden bag of holding for now. Okay, so what I want to do right now is I need another chemist book. And for that I need leather. And for leather I need keratin. And for keratin I need 309, cysteine, and proline. So let's do the 309 first. And we're going to need 2 craft of this. So I'm going to put this in here. And I don't want to be making leather all the time. So I'm at a point where I have enough resource and I'm just going to make a stack of 309. So a stack of 309 means 4 stack of carbon, 1 stack of nitrogen, 3 stack of oxygen, and a couple of stacks of hydrogen. I'm not going to count the hydrogen because that's what I'm going to fill up on. So 4 stack of carbon, 1 nitrogen, 3 oxygen. So 3 stacks of carbon, 1, 2, 3. 1 stack of nitrogen, 1, and 3 stacks of oxygen, 4 stack of oxygen. I'm going to get right here. Oh no, sorry, it was 4 stack of carbon. Derp. Let me get the 4th stack of carbon, the 3 stacks of oxygen, push all of this in here, and then I'm going to fill myself with hydrogen when I go downstairs, because I still have a barrel pretty full, and we're going to need to make the cysteine and the other one that I don't, alanine I think, I don't remember the name. So let's just fill completely on H, although I'd like to keep a little bit here. So I'll keep a stack here, and if it's not enough, I'll come get back some more. More should have been crafted by then. So let's go back upstairs, and I can't wait to build some elevator because it would be so much easier going from upstairs to downstairs with the elevator. And I'm going to throw the H in here and make 1 stack of 309. Perfect. Let's grab the book again. And remember, the keratin is 2, and 3. So I'm going to make now 2 stack of cysteine. Let's put that in here. And then I need 3 carbon, 1 nitrogen, 2 oxygen, 1 sulfur. I don't have enough sulfur, so I'll take 1 nitrogen right now. I'll take 3 carbon, and I'm going to decompose a stack of gunpowder because that's going to give me the sulfur that I need. So let me show that in here. While I'm waiting for that, I'm just going to come back here, and I need 3 carbon. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I had 4, so I have 1 too many for later. My stack of nitrogen, 2 stacks of oxygen. Let's put 2 stacks of oxygen in here. Then I'm going to need 7 H. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just waiting for my stack of sulfur right here. And let's put the stack of sulfur in here. And voila, 1 stack of cysteine. So now if I have 1 stack of each and I want to make 1 stack of keratin, then I need a stack and a half of proline. Let's put the proline in here. So carbon 5, 1. I have some carbon in here, so let me grab the carbon. I have 2 carbon. So I'm going to need 5, 6, 7.5. I already have 2. Let me go get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5. Let me grab 1.5 of nitrogen, which means 2, but I'm only going to put 1.5 in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5. Perfect. Nitrogen 1.5. Perfect. I don't need the sulfur, don't need this carbon. Then I'm going to need 3 of oxygen. 1, 2, 3. Let's put that in. 1, 2, 3. And then some H1, 2, 3. I'm going to have to craft as I go. 1, 2, 3. Another 1, 2, 3. 64. 1, 2, 3. 21. So I need more hydrogen. Can I grab the hydrogen on time? Probably going to have to go downstairs to check for some hydrogen. Yeah. Or do I have some enough here? Oh, yeah, I have some here. Let me just take these 2 stack and throw them in. And 32. Perfect. So I'm going to put all of this away. I'm going to grab the book again, and now I'm going to set the recipe on keratin. Throw the keratin in here, recipe in here, put all of this in. And now I have 32 keratin. So it's not a stack. It's less than a stack, but it's enough for now. And I'm going to put the keratin here, and I'm going to just make all of the leather that I can. Perfect. Let me put away the things I don't need. I don't need this carbon. I don't need this nitrogen, oxygen. Where's the sulfur? Sulfur goes right here, and the hydrogen goes back there. Can't wait to gold all of these so that they're sorting barrel, but it's not for now. Now we're going to be able to craft our other chemist journal and finish the setup. So 3 of these. 3, sorry. Put all of this in here. Keep only 1 leather. Transform that into paper, like so. Paper and leather makes a book. What? Makes a book. And a book in a glass is going to make the other chemist journal. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make a specialized chemist journal. What I mean by a specialized chemist journal, one that the only recipe in it is going to be gravel. Then I can go in it and select the only one recipe that it has. And we're going to go downstairs and we're going to start making some gravel. Should have done that a bit earlier. So here's how you do it. You put the book right there. And now, because there's a book, and this book's not going to get extracted from the bottom, this machine, it's crafting gravel. Well, sorry. One important thing, if I remember correctly. Let me go check upstairs, but I think I have to free 1 column to make sure that the gravel can start being made. This is active without signal, extract. Let's go check upstairs quickly if gravel's being produced or not first. And if I come here, 45, 44, it's going down. So I never set that one to insert. There was no place for it to go. Set it to insert, and 44, 48, 50, 53, 56. See, it's going up. Our setup's complete. So it's a very compact and nice setup. Obsidian to first decomposer. Get rid of the magnesium oxide here. Bring silicon dioxide with a round robin in between these 2 machines. This one breaks down in silicon and oxygen. This one is just making gravel, and they're both going up. What's going on back here? What's going on with these barrel? Wow. Okay, so it's just not emptying fast enough. This one's on extract, and it's not able to pull faster than this is producing. But since those aren't empty, they're producing as fast as they can. We're not in a situation where I need to address anything because, like I said, worst case scenarios, the machine will get gunked up and production will continue, albeit a bit slowly but steadily. It's producing faster than it's being used. We have 4 sieves on gravel, and as you can see, this just keeps on going up. So we're producing faster than we're using it. So we are not having any problem. And now if you look, I'm getting more and more aluminum, tin, I'm having some gold. My iron at the beginning, I didn't have enough for my craft, but I ended up getting more and more. So everything's going very well. My problem is still this dash. I'm not having enough dash, and I need to go back to Mars and I need to go set up. Before we do that, now's the time to finish the vat, just because I want to be able to have 1 quest today moving us toward bigger power. So let's continue the vat. I never looked at the recipe with you guys, and I didn't want to put a list of what we need because it's so simple. Basically, we need 4 electrical steel, we need a cauldron, 2 fluid tank, a furnace, and a machine chassis. For the machine chassis, we need the 4' and the bars. That's what we were doing. So 4', the capacitor, and the bar, I never ended up crafting them because I worked on the book instead. Let me just go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to need 12 bar. So that's kind of what had stopped me. And the reason I need 12 bar is that I need 4 for the, what's it called, for the, this machine chassis, and 4 for the 2 fluid tank. So I need 2 more iron. Yeah, that should be good enough. Decompose all of this, grab the iron, and then let's make the remaining bar that we're missing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Let's throw the silicon dioxide in there for now. And let's go downstairs, see if we can rearrange iron a little bit to make sure that we're getting some more iron. Because again, we don't have enough iron. This is aluminum or gravel, and wow, I have a lot of iron. Okay, so one thing that I'm definitely missing right now is the ability to process this material fast enough. Clearly, I'm not processing it fast enough. So what I'm going to do in my time lapse, I'm going to have to create another one of these machines and just make sure that this is filling the 2 machine, or that I'm doing it in 2 steps. Maybe I have one decomposing the gravel and one decomposing the sand. Maybe that would be better. That's something I'm going to look into doing during my time lapse. Now I've set up some more iron. Unfortunately, the problem is that it's going to be creating iron sand. Yeah. How can I easily solve that? I'm going to solve that like this. I'm going to say the second that all of this iron here is done, and I'm going to reduce the quantity to start working on iron or sand. Because don't forget, as we're breaking this down into not pulverized, into, don't remember what this one's called, or sand or something, crushed. It's going to make some, see, iron or sand, but it's being grabbed by the transfer node. So then it's going to break it down and going to make some iron dust that's going to get cooked immediately. So this way I'll be able to complete my craft. So while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to start making the next step. I'm going to need 2 glass. I have only 7 iron. Let's grab all of it and let's see what we can do with this. I'm not going to make the cauldron. I'm going to make the fluid tank. Oh, I can only make one of them. So while I'm waiting, let's craft the machine frame, machine chassis, or machine frame. Oh, and I reversed them again. Great. Machine chassis. I need a furnace, so let me grab 8 cobblestone. 8 cobblestone right here. Furnace. Now what else do I need? I need 1 more fluid tank, and I need the electrical steel. Perfect. So I'm going to get started on the electrical steel with the 3 irons that I have. Oh, I don't want the steel right here. Let's keep it all together right here. Do I have some broken down, some pulverized coal? No, so that's not a problem. Let's make a stack of pulverized coal. So we'll get in the pulverizer, the sag mill right here, sorry, and we'll put some coal to get some pulverized coal. I'm going to dump this in here. And electrical steel is silicon, so I'm going to grab 4 silicon. So it's silicon and iron and pulverized coal powder. I only need 4, so I'm going to put the 4 in here, and it's going to start cooking. It's a slower process, that's why I wanted to start that ASAP. While I'm waiting for this, I'm just going to go back downstairs and make sure that my iron is, see, only 2 left, 1 left. And the next thing that's going to get in here is the iron ore sand. And the iron ore sand is going to break down immediately in thing that can cook. It's going to make some dust that's going to get put together to make an iron ore dust. Come on. Oh! Let me just do something quickly. I had completely forgotten about that. I'm not so interested by making more moon rock right now, but I'm interested in making this faster and getting more. So with the fortune O, but it's consuming way too much power. Yeah, I'm going to remove the fortune upgrade. because the fortune gets you more powdered, but this is still not balanced. I'm still having problem with balancing my power. I can probably solve that. I forgot to tell you something. During the time lapse, I also started playing with something. See how this is full and these machines are all full with power? Well, one of the reasons for that is that I created a capacitor. Did I not create a capacitor? Come on. Oh, I put it here. So I can't really take it from here. But do you see this? 20 RF per tick. Octadic capacitor, 80 RF per tick. So basically it's quadrupling the power we can create. But I did that to test it, and I kind of skipped a step. Because if I make a double layer, it's going to move from 20 to 40. And this used 2 double layer. So if I put 2 double layer, this is giving an extra 60, I would have had 40. So it would be better to upgrade everything to double first. And once everything's to double, start upgrading them to octadic. That's probably the best way to go. And now that I've been looking around my system, I should have enough produced that I'm going to slow back this down because it's obviously pulling too much power and I don't want to debalance my whole system for now. Another thing that I might look at during my time lapse. But I should have enough iron upstairs that I'm going to be able to continue what I want to do. 9 iron, perfect, because I'm going to put 1 right in here to get my 4th electrical steel. And that's enough broken down pulverized coal. It's not something that I'm going to need such a ton of. Let me put that back in here, and now I can craft my 2 tank. So I need 2 fluid tank like this. That's my second. I have my machine chassis, I have my furnace. Do I have my 4 electrical steel? Give me my 4th one. Now all I'm missing is my cauldron. And for my cauldron, I'm missing 3 iron. And I have them. Wow, talk about last minute finishing with everything that we needed. Perfect. So cauldron like this. And now we can craft the vat like so. And claim the 1 quest of this episode. Sucrose can make... Cellulose can make. Reward bag, I cannot make those. So let's claim that. And yay. Pretty colors. Don't need those. I'm going to throw those in here. Perfect. So now that we have our vat, it's giving us a world interaction upgrade. Why? Let's put it down and look at it. Look at this vat. Do you see this little nozzle here? There's steam is going to come out of there once we're using it. So the vat, you need to fill this side with water, okay? Or another liquid. I'm saying water because that's the basic. And then you put an item on the left here and an item on the right here, and it starts the process. Let's look at the recipe. If I put a head with some sugar, it makes nutrient distillation. This is used for the Ender IO killer machine, Killer Joe, to kill some mob. We're going to need that at some point, not right now. Then we can use an apple or seed or poisonous potato or anything that's kind of a farm product and sugar to make ooch. We might want some ooch. I haven't decided yet what kind of gas line I'm going to go with. But that's one of the reasons why the farms were also important. Next thing is we can make rocket fuel. That's redstone and gunpowder and hooch. Oh yeah, so when I was saying I didn't know if I was going to go with ooch directly or rocket fuel, well you need ooch. So you would need 1 vat producing the ooch, which means I'm going to need my wheat and or seed and whatever from my farms, potatoes or carrots and sugar. And then my rocket fuel is going to get produced from gunpowder or redstone. Then hooch can also be transformed into fire water. And then you can produce fire water into liquid sunshine. You can also make cloud seed. These are more advanced Ender IO liquid, and I don't remember needing them in Galactic Science. So that's where this is bringing us. Because now that we have Vatislav, we can already complete another quest. So the reason this is already completed is that at some point I did use a bucket with some fuel to fill, to transfer either to the rocket directly or to a tank. So by having done that, the way that HQM works is that it needed us to have a rocket fuel bucket at some point. I had one in my system at one point, so it's completed. Rocket fuel. Well, we play in space, so rocket fuel fits the power scheme. I wonder if it will blow up the generators, though. It's going to give us 3 iron turbine rotor and one of these reward bag. Let's pick the middle one. Let's look what the middle one look like. Lava tank. Okay, didn't really care that much about that reward. Let's put it here. So, if you look at the next step is Advanced Generator. Advanced Generator. Advanced Generator is a multi-block structure. What block you use define how much energy it produces per tick, how much fluid it can hold, and so on. So it wants us to craft a, a gas turbine controller. So let's look at the gas turbine controller right here. Gas turbine controller. It needs some iron frame, which is basically just iron. It needs some iron tubing, which is again iron and stick, and it produces 16 at a time. So it's a pretty easy craft. Redstone iron wiring, also really easy. The control circuit, that's the hard part. We need dash again, and nether quartz. Guess what? Nether quartz, not going to be a problem. I have 12 stack of soul sand. So the moment I decide to start processing them, I'll have nether quartz for day. So that's not a problem. My problem is more the dash. I need 4, and if you look here, I only have 2 left. Which means I have to figure out the command block, builder block, and I have to go back to Mars and set it up so that I can start extracting this, and I can start processing dash aplenty. I need to have a lot of dash. So that's really the next important step of this operation. So during my time lapse, I'm going to just look around my system, make sure everything's balanced, do a little bit of cleanup, get rid of a couple of things, and make sure that everything's on the path for the builder machine to bring it to Mars. I'm also going to try and look at my power situation. I feel that it's not distributed properly. But I don't want to produce so much more lava flower power, because at this point in time, the lava flower power should become a thing of the past, and we should be working toward future power. So I'm going to end up on this accomplishment, which is the automated creation of gravel and moon turf to make sure that we never run out of material. And basically, if we want to produce more, I think that all we need is more power and faster extraction. And by faster extraction, I just mean creating some speed upgrade for the Ender IO conduit, because it's going to pull the item out faster. So guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye now!